Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about circles, and first we are going to discuss about the three theorems, and then we are going to proceed with the next exercise. So the first theorem is theorem 3. The perpendicular from the center of a circle to a chord bisects the chord. That is, here in this diagram, OM is the perpendicular that is drawn, and it is drawn on the chord AB. Then we can say that OM bisects the chord AB, that is AM is equals to BM. The next theorem that we will come across is theorem 4. Here in theorem 4 it says the line drawn through the center of the circle to bisect a chord is perpendicular to the chord. Here OM is a line. It is not said that it is the perpendicular. OM is a line which is on AB in such a way that AM is equals to BM. Whenever AM is equals to BM, then we can say that the line OM is not a simple line but it is a perpendicular. So we can say that the angle at M is 90 degree, and then we can say that OM is perpendicular to AB. The next theorem that we come across is theorem 5. In this theorem it says there is one and only one circle passing through three given collinear points. Collinear points means the points are not in a straight line. So this remark is an example of how three non-collinear lines can form a circle. Suppose we have a triangle ABC. So ABC is a triangle. They are non-collinear lines. Non-collinear lines means they do not fall on a same straight line. So if we form a circle using these three vertices, then this is the circle that we get. Now, the center of such a circle is known as circumcenter. The center is called O, and OB or OC or OA are the radius, and it is called circumradius. Such a circle is called circumcircle. That means when a circle covers a triangle, it is called a circumcircle, and the corresponding center is called circumcenter, and its corresponding radius is called circumradius. Since this is a deleted portion of this session, but as per the notice, we have to go through the full chapter even if it is a deleted part, because you have to have a knowledge about all the theorems and all the parts that is there in mathematics. It might not come in exam, but it is important to know about these things. So we have come to the exercise. Here in this exercise, the first question is draw different pairs of circle. Pairs of circle means two circles. How many points does each pair have in common? What is the maximum number of common points? So there are three cases arises when we draw a pair of circle. The first case is where there is no point of contact or no common point. The first case is this one. The first case is this one, where the two circles are present and there is no point of contact. Or else it can be drawn, the first one can also be drawn in this way. One circle inside another circle. So one circle is small, another circle is big, and one circle is inside another circle, and there is no point of contact. So there are two cases. In first case, where there is no point of contact or no common points, we can draw two diagrams. First is this one, second is this one. Now when we have one common point, this is one of the diagram that we can draw where the two circles just touch each other. or else for 2 we can also draw another circle, another pair of circle in this manner. So we have, it's not so much proper, let me draw in proper manner. This is a circle, and inside we have another circle in such a way that it touches the other circle at a point P. So here one circle is out, another there is a small circle inside where it touches the bigger circle. So this can also be one example of where one point of contact is present. Now when we have 2 points of contacts, so there is only one drawing that is possible, that is this one, the drawing that we have given in the slide. Here two diagrams, two circles meet each other at the point P and Q. They are the two common points when two circles touch each other. Just touch, we will get 1, and when they coincide with each other, a part of it, then we get 2 points. So now our third part of this sum says, what is the maximum number of common points? The maximum number of common points is 2. Since we can have 2 common points, so the maximum number of common point is 2. Now this sum is, since we have not done the construction yet, so we will skip this sum, but if you want to do, you can do it. It is said that suppose you are given a circle, you have to find its center. So it's quite easy. When we will do construction, we'll go through this again, but since I'm doing this video for explaining all the sums, so I'm going to explain it. We have a circle, but in this circle, suppose you make the circle with a bangle or a cap of your bottle, anything, something which is circular. So since we have already got a circle but not the center, we will take an arc. This arc is the point PQ, a small arc. Now once this arc is, we have considered this arc, we will take this arc and divide it in a very small part. So PQ will be divided into PR and RQ. Then we will join this PR and QR. Since it's not quite straight in my case, but you have to make a straight line. So PR is one and QR is the other one. Now we will do perpendicular bisector of the line PR and QR. Perpendicular bisector means we are going to divide the line in two halves in such a way that the line which makes these lines PR and QR in halves will be perpendicular. So we need to draw a perpendicular bisector. This perpendicular bisector can be drawn with the help of a compass. We take this radius PR and will shorten a little bit. That means we are going to reduce the length of this radius. That means when the needle of the compass will be at P, the pencil of the compass will not touch R. We will just reduce a little bit and draw an arc above and one arc below. With the same given radius, since the line is same, the line is PR, with the same given radius that we have in our compass, we will now shift the needle towards R. Now when we have the needle in R, we will draw another arc above, another arc below. Now these two arcs we will join with the help of a straight line. Same thing we are going to do with RQ. That means we will put the needle at R. Pencil will be near Q but not at Q. So we'll take the given radius and draw one small arc above and small arc below. With the same given radius on the same line RQ, we will shift the needle, we will shift the needle from R to Q, and again we are going to draw a compass, draw an arc above and one arc below. Then we are going to again join the line. Whenever these lines are joined, they meet at a point. This point is O, and hence it becomes the center. Now, since my construction is not done with a compass and scale, so it is a little bit improper, but when you do in compass and scale, you will get exactly the diagram that is given over here. So this sum I'll repeat again when we do construction. And the last sum for today is, if two circles intersect at 2 points, prove that their centers lie on a perpendicular bisector of a chord. Here we have to show that OO dash, this 2 points make a line OO dash. This line is lie on a perpendicular bisector of AB. So AB is a line which is a perpendicular bisector. Okay. So the two different circles are given. The two different circles, the center and the radius is, the center and the radius is given as OR and O dash R dash. O dash and R dash are the different center and different radius for a different circle, whereas O and R is the radius for a smaller circle. Over here it is a smaller circle. So we have to prove that AB bisects the line OO dash and at 90 degree, that means perpendicular bisector. So to form these things, we have to first join lines OA, OB, OA dash, OB dash. So this line OA and OB are equal, OA dash and OB dash are equal, since they are the radius of the, each of them are the radius of their given circles. So first we will consider the triangle AOO dash, that is the top triangle AOO dash and BOO dash. So A is over here, B is over here, O and O dash. Now here OA and OB are the radius of a same circle, so they are equal. AO dash and BO dash are the radius of the same circle, so they are also equal. So the first 2 points are done, and OO dash is a common. So we got 3 points or 3 sides which are equal, and hence we can say that these triangles are congruent to each other by SS congruency, triple S congruency. Since they are congruent, so we can imply that AOO dash and BOO dash are equal by CPCT. So we need this equality to show that AB is a perpendicular. So the first part of the congruency is done. Now we move on to the second part of the congruency, that is with AOC and BOC. Now we have a small right angle quite similar to a right angle triangle. The triangle is like this, AOC and BOC. Here AO and BO are similar. Angle O and AOC and BOC are similar, and OC is common. So the first point is angle AOC is equals to angle BOC, that we can arrive from the previous CPCT. AO is equals to BO, that is the radius, and OC is a common. So we got 2 sides and 1 included angle. So we can say by SS congruency rule, the triangles are congruent. Since the triangles are congruent, we can say AC is equals to BC. That means the point C divides the line AC into equal halves. Along with it, angle ACO and BCO are also equal by CPCT. So it both of the things follows from the CPCT. Now, since the point C lies on a straight line AB, so we can say by linear pair that angle AOC plus BOC is equals to 180 degree. Substitute any one of them using the CPCT that we have in equation 1. We will get angle AOC equals to angle BOC is equals to 90. So each of the angle at C becomes 90 of the individual triangle, and also the point C divides AC into two equal halves. So this concludes that AB is bisected by OO dash and at 90 degree. So from equation 1 and 2 we can conclude that OO dash lie on the perpendicular bisector of AB. So these are the three sums that we have discussed. I hope this tutorial is helpful. Thank you.